Mike, in your experience, what role does consumer advocacy play in shaping corporate behavior towards sustainability?
Well, I think it's growing. It's especially been had an impact on the environment. There's no question that the E in ESG has been developed quite significantly over the last 20 years. I think it's much less so on the social side. And that's really where I think that's where our energy is going. And we need to see also in situations where environmental and social issues come into conflict, we need to deal with those issues. Your video had two images, one of an electric car, the Tesla. Inside the Tesla is a battery. The battery is fueled in part by cobalt, which keeps it from burning up. The cobalt's mined in the Congo, and there are 25,000 kids working in those mines. So I'm all in favor of the move to electric vehicles. It's essential. Our environment is threatened. But we need to be aware of the underlying elements that make that battery work, that make that car work. The other image was of solar panels. Solar panels are manufactured overwhelmingly in China. And an important component part, the polysilicon wafers and ingots are manufactured 98% in Xinjiang, in China, part of China, where Uyghurs are subject to forced labor. I want solar panels coming into the United States and around the world. They're a good part of a smart investment strategy on environment. But we have to be aware of and think about what are the ways to begin to wean ourselves of that situation and not be actually contributing to forced labor in that situation.
Do you think that the social is lagging environmental because it's more difficult to measure on the corporate side, or is it just a matter of focus and time?
I think it's more difficult to measure, it's riskier, and it's more expensive. So I think if the notion is, if we start to look at, ESG measures are essentially looking at risks to investors. There are costs to doing the kinds of things that I'm talking about. If you formalize those informal ASM, so-called ASM mines in the Congo, there's a cost associated with that. If you begin to look at and really develop data about workers in, let's say, a global supply chain for manufacturing or farming, inevitably you're going to find out that people aren't being paid enough or they're working in substandard conditions. And that's going to cost the companies money to fix. And so I think part of it is it's harder to measure. Part of it is that it's more expensive. And it flies in the face of a notion of return on investment in the next quarter. You just can't make the case as easily.